Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well today. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, I always appreciate it. Shout out to all the subscribers. Big up to anyone new. Gratitude to you. Let's talk about Henry Lebron. Alright, shout out to the subscribers that have asked me to cover this dude. Alright, he is a southpaw Puerto Rican prospect at this point, fighting in the 130-pound division, and he is nice, silky fighter. He's got a beautiful counterpunch system game going off the back foot. He can punch a little bit too. You know, he's got a nice fluidity. He's got really beautiful footwork. He is trained by Javier Centeno, who trains Xander Zayas. He also trained George Kambosos for a little bit as well. He's got a few other fighters in his camp as well, but I think he's a wonderful trainer. I think it's a really good matchup. He's only been with him for a couple of fights, but I was watching a little bit of film earlier on him, and I wanted to break down his style and just break down my thoughts on him. There were a couple of fights. His most recent fight, I could not download the fight for whatever reason. It kept failing, so we've got to go back to the Carlos. I'll put his name up on the screen. I forgot the guy's names he fought just recently, back in 2023, and then one fight from 2022. But he has got some ability. He's an amateur standout as well in Puerto Rico. He actually has wins over Elvis Rodriguez, and you know, he's won multiple championships in Puerto Rico. But he has a really beautiful style. Like, he's just very loose and very fluid. He's very patient, right? He can box off the back foot. And as I said, he likes to counter punch, and he's got a beautiful right hook.
3 rounds.
Nice counter right, and down goes Ramos.
That might be his best punch, his counter right hook.
He's not jumping back as much when his opponent comes to him. He's standing his ground and looking to counter right away, like you see right there with that right hook.
As well, he also likes to lead, and he'll come down to the body with the right hook and come finish up top with a right hook to the head.
Sometimes you don't want to give your opponent a rest either. Nice body shot from Lebron with the right hook.
Ramos had momentum,
and he's got a nice variety of shots. His backhand, his left hand, which is more of his main power shot, I suppose, along with the right hook.
A nice left from Henry Lebron. Triple shot there. So if you throw shots, you're going to stop him. And there you see, he's trying to discourage Vincent with that left, and he's working him.
He's pretty solid. He's got a pretty decent jab.
Ooh, nice double jab from Henry Lebron.
very nice, very sharp, very crisp.
You know, I think all in all, there's a lot to be impressed about, really. I think one thing that I've noticed though, like, you know, defensively, he does a little bit of this shoulder roll, right? He'll back up with the southpaw, and he'll kind of lean back, but if you notice, his arm a lot of times is right down by his side.
And he's trying, sets up a nice right shot to the body, once again to the solar plexus with the right.
Punching, no punching.
And it's not really protecting his body at all. He does this quite a lot, and it's a pattern that I think, you know, they need to really fix quickly, because you got an arm here that really, you know, you got to tuck your body in if you're going to be doing that shoulder roll, because he leans back with it, with his arm here, his body's wide open. I'll show you several clips where
Punching to the body because he's too busy trying to defend himself from the punches.
he was getting hit to the body because of it. If I had a fighter and I was training him, I'd say, right hand, drill that right hand straight to the stomach, okay, and then come back with a left hook too, because he's been tagged with left hooks because he does this. This is well, I'm trying to be a southpaw now. He'll do this and he'll lean back, and because he's leaning back a little bit, he's wide open to the stomach. He's also a bit open here. And once you lean back, you don't really have anywhere else to go, you know? So the shoulder roll, he's not really tucking the shoulder up here like that either, or tucking it in like that, like a turtle shell, really, when you're doing it defensively, using your arm under here as well. You know, I'm no expert on this, but it's quite plain to see some of the holes in that style of his defense. But his defense is quite good because his footwork's really good, you know? It's just when he gets stationary and opponents find their range and they start teeing off or letting those shots go, there's definitely some openings. But no, look, I like his style, and I've been meaning to make this video. And I also, you know, his name's Henry and my name's Henry. Shout out to, there's been a couple of people that are saying, why don't you introduce yourself at the start of videos? Well, you know, I will start to do that. Maybe not every video. I'm actually making an intro video for the channel, because the channel is a little bit complicated. You know, there's a lot of angles I've got going on. There's a bit of music that I want to introduce. I'm an artist. I try to take that angle. I try to do the editing, and I just try to speak passionately about boxing, try to get in some technicalities of it. I teach boxing, you know, for beginners really, but I'm exposed to a very high level, so I like to bring that in and maybe explain what's going on. And just randomly, I'm a creative guy, so videos can just be, you know, I don't know, sometimes it doesn't make sense to me, but it makes sense. But it's like on the day, I just do whatever it feels right. But yeah, my name's Henry. Welcome to the channel, and I appreciate anybody that's tuned in and watching. And you know, I've got so many good videos on the way and so many exciting projects. Actually, at the end of this video, I've been working on this Matthias Paro film study. Now, I'll leave a very small clip of the intro of that. Okay, it's taken me, I spent all day on it yesterday, and it didn't really, I couldn't really, this is the big part of the creative problem. Sometimes it's quite hard to find what really works, but I really tried to captivate you know, the island of Puerto Rico, and really try to draw the viewer in with a bit of tension and some of the words being spoken by Paro and Matthias. And just, it's going to be a film study, and the rest of the film study is going to be about what the fighters do and what, you know, where their strengths are, stuff like that, and how the fight will go. But the intro is just to kind of guide you in and get you a real sense of where the fight's going to be. And I know it's in Puerto Rico, and in June 15th, you know, I was actually talking to my missus about maybe even going there, not to the fight, but just to the island, just to get just a few days away anyway. You know, she's from there, so I was like, I would love to go out there. So we might make that happen. I know a few people have asked me, and you know, I appreciate that, and it's a possibility. She does work on that Friday night. We'd have to go Saturday morning, but it's possible just to go there 3 nights and just capture I could get some really great footage with you know, maybe hanging out with some of the locals there or whatever, or being in the local places where, maybe in Fajardo. I know the fight's in, damn, I forgot the name of it, Manita, is it? I'll put it on the screen. You guys know where it is. I had not heard of it before this fight. So I've been to the island a couple times. Beautiful, but I had not heard of that little town, or I don't think it's a city, it's probably a town. But I might go out there, and I will leave a clip of that at the end of this video. So yeah, but look, Henry Lebron, you know, one thing that I was watching him, and I was like, you know, I had a minor comparison, and not really because it's very high praise, but Ivan Calderon, you remember him, obviously. Beautiful southpaw, silky boxer, you know, beautiful footwork, elite defense, two different weight division champion. He was just a beautiful boxer. He really was. And I'm not putting him in the same bracket. Henry Lebron's got a long way to go, but there were some elements where I could see a little bit of that style. And you know, there are the Puerto Rican fighters have that beautiful fluidity. You know, it's almost like the dancing comes through with the style. And I've spoken about this before in other cultures. You get the Cuban style too, and Uzbekistan. Actually, I made a documentary on that. And if you look at the dances that they have, and I'll pull up a little clip from that documentary, and I talked about how they get the influence from the dancing, and in Cuba, and I put a side by side where the locals use that, and you can see it comes through in the boxers. It's fascinating. I think that in Puerto Rico too, I think because there's such a big dancing element with the music as well, and food and culture and family, like it's all beautiful. But with the dancing, it's that, you know, it's that salsa kind of more than that, but it's just, I don't know, I find it fascinating how a culture and what people listen to and how they behave, how it translates into style. And I think, you know, for me, he's got a little bit of that, Henry Lebron, and there's some shades of Ivan Calderon, you know, just a little bit. You know, I don't want people to go, oh, how are you gonna compare him to him? I'm just like, I just see a slight similarity in the way he moves, more so with the footwork, you know. defensively, Calderon was on another level, you know. But there are some fluid moves there that can be compared. But all in all, I've been rambling a little bit, but I wanted to just bring to light. I've been talking about doing this video. Of anyone that's been watching, I put videos sometimes at the end of videos that say these are the ones coming. I get to them. I will get to them, all of them, but I promise. And you know, this one's that. And you know, a quick summary. So Henry Lebron, right? Beautiful footwork, good amateur background, good coaching team. You know, beautiful counter puncher, beautiful right hook, great back left hand, good combinations when he wants to, solid patience with that fluidity, makes a few mistakes here and there defensively, you know. I think he gets caught a bit too clean sometimes, but that can certainly be ironed out. And I know Centennial recently, they were trying to work a bit more on his power, because he can punch a little bit, but he's not a puncher like that, you know. But I think he probably could. He puts a lot of steam into some of his shots, so I think he could definitely improve on his power eventually. But all in all, I think he's a decent little fighter. I'll be looking forward to watching a bit more of him. He was supposed to fight just recently, actually. Maybe a few weeks ago against some Filipino guy. He ended up pulling out. I didn't know the details of that. Some people online were suggesting that he ducked him, but you know, there's no evidence of that whatsoever. So hopefully he can get a step-up fight soon. You know, we can learn a bit more about him, because this is where it gets to the territory where it's like, okay, contender status. Love it. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on Henry Lebron. Let me know if you have any videos that you might want to see from fighters from wherever you're from. Even if you're from Puerto Rico or New York or wherever you want me to talk about somebody or something, shoot it in the comments. I'll see if I have time to do it for sure. But for now, take it easy. Loads of videos coming. Check out the Matias Parra. It's only about a minute long, but hopefully it draws you in a little bit. But that's it from me. Peace and love.
This fight essentially with the skill, the power.
Boxing.
On the edge.